Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Well, are you like me where maybe you're aging, maybe your skin's a little dry, maybe you're getting fine lines and wrinkles, and you've always used a ton of powders in your makeup, and now all of a sudden you're starting to look dry, dusty. You don't have like that glowiness, that just like vibrancy that your face used to have. Well, I've been playing with some new powders and kind of adjusting my routine because let's face it, my time machine isn't working, I'm not getting younger, so I've got to change things up. So recently I've added 4 different powders to my routine. I of course still have my tried and trues. I mean, for many of us, that's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish, I think it is. For me, one of them has always been from Beauty Bakery. This is the Flower Setting Powder in the shade Oat Translucent. Love this, will never give it up. And then of course we all know about from Givenchy, the Prisme Libre. It went viral last year. Everyone and their damn mother bought it. We all love it, blah, blah, blah. But as it happens, I can't use any of these all over the face. They all have targeted purposes. Well, I've been kind of trying out some other powders for targeted purposes. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing and how it's working. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Jennifer. I'm into all things hair, skin, and makeup. And if you are too, which you probably are, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because you know you're going to come back for more. All right, so I'm actually in a little bit of a rush. We have dinner reservations in like 45 minutes. Of course, this is when she decides to do a video. I'm literally doing a video about powder and I'm wearing a black shirt that I'm gonna wear out to dinner. She never thinks ahead. All right, who cares? So I have a full face of cream products on. The only powder that I have, I did put on a new Patrick Ta blush set. So I did put the powder on first to the cream over top. That's how he does. This is the shade She's That Girl. I am super digging his cheek products. I know, last to the party, doesn't care. I showed up to the party. All right, but I do need to set this face. I can't do like I used to. I mean, do you remember like using these giant brushes and just being like all over our face, done? I can't do that anymore. As a matter of fact, I feel like I don't even have a use for these giant brushes anymore. What I do have to do is targeted, very purposeful applications. Now I showed you in my most recent, it was like a Sephora haul video, I picked up the McGrath Labs. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. I got it in the shade Light. She actually has 4 shades and I actually might get the next shade up because this is light. So here's what I love about it, except for the fact that it came unattached to the packaging. Thank you very much. What I like about it is that if I use the tiniest amount, it doesn't look like I have any powder on whatsoever, but it does set my under eye and it doesn't crease, it doesn't move, it looks natural, it never gets cakey because there's so little on. All right, so let me just show you what I've been doing. I usually go from the outside in, that way I'm not ending up with too much powder on the inner portion of my eye. And when you smile, like that area really moves a lot. The outside does too. But this area here is where the dryness would normally occur for me. So I like to have less product there. And then I just bring it out and just spread it around. Now people will tell you, oh, but it's got like glitter in it. It doesn't have glitter. There's the tiniest bit of reflect, but what that does is actually bounce light back. So it gives that kind of blurring effect. Now, I don't know if you can tell, I certainly can. That's all the powder I need and it's set. Can you see a difference from this eye to this eye? Can I? I can. All right, now to set the second eye, same story. Boom, under eyes set. If you are dry, if you are aging, if you have any sort of lines, wrinkles, crinkles, that is all you need. You need no more than that. Oh my God, there's already powder all over me. I recently was able to pick up from Huda Beauty the Cherry Blossom Cake Easy Bake. I was like on the fence about this, but recently I've really been noticing like there's definitely a tonality difference between my face and my neck and my décolleté. I am definitely more pink here than I am in my face. So I actually picked this up to use as more of like an all over setting powder to kind of hopefully like blend a little more pink into my face to make this be not so bad. I like this. I've only used it a couple times. I know people complain about the scent. Yeah, there's a scent. I don't know why. I kind of don't care. I don't notice it after it's been on my face for a few minutes. I don't notice scents like that. They just seem to, maybe they dissipate and maybe I just don't even know it. Now you'll see lots of people using their nice little triangular puff slick going all around under here. I can't bake anymore. Like, older skin does not want to be baked. That's when you're gonna look really old and dry. So for me, it's not going under my eyes. The next thing I would normally do in my routine is I would set this like inner portion here and a little bit in here. And for that, I've been using from Laura Mercier. This is the new, let's see if I can get it right, Translucent Loose Setting Powder Ultra Blur Translucent. Now here again, not really baking, but I'm gonna add a little more. It's kind of like a mini bake, if you will. And I will just go along the side of the nose and underneath my cheek area because I do like that juicy cheek. You know that about me. And then I bring it just under the jawline and back up again. Now you can see I have lightly set that, pressed it in with the softest brush, and you can see from side to side, she is set. Now, is she permanently set? Not entirely. I'm also taking it in the center of my forehead. I did use a bronzer. I used a cream bronzer from Makeup by Mario. So I do like to go over that with a bronzing powder. I know this hair is crazy. I haven't even taken care of it for tonight's festivities, but you guys are gonna have to deal with it. Sorry. All right, now the cream bronzer is set with a powder bronzer. Best that way for me, then I'm not layering powder on top of powder on top of powder. Now, NARS recently came out with this new powder. This is the Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powder. I like to use this for a second layer or for touch-ups. Now, I've been using a beauty puff with this. You can use any kind. I put a little bit on here, dab it off on my hand, and then I go again underneath this area. This gives that very velvety, matte, blurred look. And here comes Big Daddy. Hey, babe. Hey. And I like to also take this down the center of my nose for that highlight area, but I want to set that highlight area. I told you this was targeted, and I'll do the tiniest bit on my upper lip. That's just because I don't like that area to get shiny. And as you can see, it is blurred, it is velvety looking. Now you're like, why did you use two powders? I find that two light layers for powders actually helps set my makeup and help it last longer. Plus, there are different types of powders, a pressed versus a translucent. The pressed is gonna have a little more color to it, the translucent, no color. So in that sense, I'm getting two layers, but I'm not getting a buildup of color or product because of the different types of powders. All right, now because my eyes are already a little like glowy, glistening, I don't want a super crazy highlight. So I will do my highlight before I do my powder in this area. You can see she's lit, and that's what I want, but I don't want it to be super, I just don't want to sparkle everywhere. At some point in life, you just got to tame your sparkle. And tonight I am using from Rare Beauty. This is the Enlighten shade in, I can't remember what these are called, but I really like this shade because it's not so much a color as it is just like a sheer glow. But because I'm going over top with another powder, it takes it down a little bit. You know I love my liquid and cream highlighters, but these, I'm kind of really stuck on these right now. We are going to a restaurant tonight that has the most beautiful lighting for like dinner, for evening light, and it's super flattering. So I think this makeup is going to look pretty in that light. Literally, I did this makeup because of the lighting at the restaurant we're going to. All right, now I'm going to use the Huda Easy Bake in Cherry Blossom. I have used it a couple of times like all over my face because I want it to be like evening out. But tonight I'm not doing that. I'm actually going over top of the highlight and the top of my cheeks because I don't want to be so glowy there. But also using this pink will help it blend in with the pink, hopefully, of my blush. This hair is not helping us, is it? And here again, just a light layer. And for a finishing touch, I'm just going to go over with my Beauty Blender because that presses in the powder and picks up any extra so she's not looking cakey. All right, I still have to finish up my under eyes, just a little bit of eyeshadow under my lash line and do the mascara on my lower lashes. But other than that, I'm pretty much done for the evening. So for me, this works well. The only other thing that I will do that I always do, could she make much more noise today, is put a setting spray over the top. I've been really enjoying this one from Calibre. This is the Surf Proof Setting Spray. It's clean, hydrating, long wear, and I actually read a bunch of other stuff about it. It's supposed to be like hydrating, refreshing, actually good for your skin. I can't even remember. Do I use too much? Yes. And what I've been finding myself doing lately for the last step is after I do the setting spray, I just go in with a little more powder in this area here, because this is where I will start to shine. And it just kind of like sets nicely and doesn't get shiny for the rest of the night. And quickly reviewing the situation here, I want a little more blush because I always want a little more blush. I think for you guys, it might look like I have a little too much blush on, but trust me, in the real light, it's just the right amount, especially for an evening out. I get it. You guys might be thinking I'm going crazy having too many powders, but at this point in my life, I just need to take care of what I can take care of with the products that work best in those areas for me. All right, tell me, do you think I am crazy for all this? And I mean, part of it is, this is what I do. I test and try things for you guys, and I see how I think that they work best for me and how they might work for you if you've got skin like mine. All right, you guys, that is all for today's video. If you have any questions about any of these powders, I will have them linked in the description box below. But do me a favor, if you're using powders that I'm not using and you love them, let me know. I will say, without a doubt, I have never found a drugstore powder that I love. I have used a couple that, they're pretty good. But for me, as far as powders go, I can't help it. They're all high-end. Although the Beauty Bakery, you can get at Target, and I think you can get it at Ulta. So we'll call her drugstore. All right, you guys, I got to get this hair under control and get out the door for dinner. So as always, I want to thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon. Mwah.